Investors moving back into the dollar after China said the greenback may continue to dominate global trade. Now, meanwhile, a growing number of strategists are feeling pretty bullish about the dollar's prospects against the euro. John Ehrlichman standing by and has that story from the markets desk. John.
Hey, morning, Chris. Let's start with what we're seeing in the dollar index this morning. Looks at the dollar versus a basket of currencies. Remember that we did see some weakness at the tail end of last week based on what we were hearing out of China. China, the largest holder, foreign holder of treasuries. So when we hear comments from there, everybody listens. And so now the fact that we're hearing from a trade official about the idea of the dollar remaining its status as the world's reserve currency brings some money back into the DXY, but you also highlighted that relationship with the euro-US dollar trade, and we had seen some strength for the euro against the US dollar last week. Remember, there's still a lot of concerns about treasury supply, but a number of the strategists Bloomberg has been looking at expecting to see some potential strengthening of the dollar against the euro over the course of the year, potentially upwards of 17% by year's end from some firms that are expecting this: CIBC, Deutsche Bank, and a number of others, although we're taking that as a broader measure on their expectations because of this idea that you could see some stronger economic performance out of the U.S. versus what we're seeing in the Eurozone. I should note we did just get some confidence data out of Euro area for June, which is why we have seen the euro against the U.S. dollar strengthening off its lows this morning.
Hey, John, a question here. Meanwhile, short term, I guess, a key influence in that dollar short term, possibly earnings?
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of times we talk about that correlation between stocks and currencies. In the case of the S&P, typically a negative relationship with the dollar. We did see a little bit of strength in those two moving in the same direction on interest rate hike expectations over the past month. But JP Morgan says absolutely. Earnings season, if you've got some stronger outlooks for the rest of the year, that could be more strength for stocks and weakness in the near term for the dollar. Chris.
John Ehrlichman at the markets desk. Thank you, John.